Is New Jersey the worst state to retire?
Is it true?
Yeah, it is. According to a new study by the financial website called Wallet Hub, they did their 2022 list of the best places to retire, and New Jersey ranked last, like 50. Like we're worse than New York. Like, what? How did that happen? Well, we're going to talk about that right now. So, before you go running out and putting up a for sale sign in your front yard to get out of here because you can't afford to live here in retirement, hold up. I'm going to talk about this study and I'm going to give you some other options to consider. So, I'm going to talk about that right now. Wallet Hub, as I said, is a financial website, and they came up with their list of the best places to retire. And the way they came up with this list is they have 47 key indicators that they review. And the most important ones being affordability, healthcare, and quality of life. Well, guess what killed it for New Jersey? Affordability. Duh.
Come on.
We know New Jersey's so expensive to live here. I get it. So, is this a surprise to any of us that it's considered the worst state to retire? No, it's not. I say this all the time. People move here because they like the quality of life and they like the education, the level of education that they're getting for their children. So that's why they're willing to pay the taxes that they do in order to get that. But once the kids are grown and out of the house, hopefully they're not moving back and living in your basement. But once they're grown and out of your house, who can afford those taxes anymore? Nobody. I get that. So here's the problem. A lot of people want to stay in New Jersey because they want to be close to their family. They want to be close to the grandkids. And the other important thing is they want to be close to good health care. They want to be close to those really good hospitals and doctors in New York City and even in New Jersey. We have some pretty phenomenal hospitals here too. They don't want to give that up. Listen, I've heard some nightmare stories of my friends who have parents that moved south to the Carolinas or to Florida. And when they fell ill, they did not have the most stellar experience with their medical care in those states. Look, I'm knocking the medical community, but the reality is if you want top doctors and top hospitals, you're going to find it up here in New York and New Jersey. So another thing regarding affordability. So, and this is a message to the you youngins out there, the ones that are still, in your 30s and approaching your 40s. It's so important to make sure you save for retirement. If you haven't done it or if you're doing the bare minimum, I suggest you step it up. So if your company has a 401k program, put as much as you can into that. Open up an IRA. There are plenty of retirement savings opportunities. I'm not a financial planner, but you should consider consulting with one if you have not started saving for retirement because you're going to need it no matter where you live. Even if you choose not to live here in New Jersey, you're going to need that. So that is really contributing to the affordability problem here in New Jersey. A report was done where they found that a lot of people just had not saved enough money to afford to live here. So you have that's kind of hurting the state as well, that, people just don't have enough money to live.
And all you can talk about is money.
Okay, so then what happens if you want to stay in New Jersey? And I get this a lot. I talk to a lot of people that they're afraid to leave the area, but they don't want to pay the taxes. That if they're living in North Jersey, they're done paying those taxes. The kids are done with school. So what do we do? Okay, you have options. So a couple of weeks ago, I did a video about Monmouth County. You can watch that over here if you missed that. And in that video, I interviewed a real estate agent, Jenna Cavadas, and she explained to us about how a lot of retirees are moving to Monmouth County. Now, believe it or not, Monmouth County is pretty affordable. I know, but it depends on what part of Monmouth County. Now, if you move to the town of Monroe, which has a lot of retirement communities, you can get a home there for a pretty reasonable price, and the taxes are not as bad as what you'd be paying in North Jersey. You can also find retirement communities in Ocean County and also in South Jersey. So you have that option to stay in New Jersey, even though this study is saying we're the worst state to retire. Look, not all is lost. You can still find a place that is affordable to stay here should you need to be close to your family and be close to the healthcare that you need.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct.
Now, another option is that little state that is just to the south of New Jersey, and that state is called Delaware. Delaware was ranked the fourth best state to retire. Yeah. Why? Affordability. Delaware's home prices are so reasonable. The property taxes are next to nothing. And, the climate, it's similar to New Jersey. You might get a little bit milder weather down there, but what's nice about Delaware is you do have those beach towns like Rehoboth, Lewes, and Bethany. You also have Fenwick Island. So you have access to the beaches and you can have a beach life there too. So Delaware has become very popular for a lot of retirees. What's especially nice about this is Delaware is only a few hours away. So if you're living in North Jersey, think maybe 3 to 3.5 hours to get down to Delaware, depending on what part of the state. And if you want to be close to family, you're only a few hours away and you're living comfortably. You can afford to own a house there and pay the taxes. And if you want to maintain your doctors, keep your doctors up here in New York City, New Jersey, you can do that. It's a few hour drive, but you don't have to give it up completely. If you are interested in looking into buying a home in Delaware, I have an excellent real estate agent I can refer you to. Believe me, she's fabulous and she'd be happy to help you out. If you're interested, drop a comment below and I'd be happy to connect you with her. So yes, New Jersey is the worst state to retire. Okay, but not necessarily. There are some places that you can afford to live in. And like I said, you have the option of going to Delaware, which is just south of us. But hey, if you want to make the trek to Florida or the Carolinas, if that's your thing, look, go for it. I highly recommend it. If you want to be in the warm weather, go for it. But if you feel the need to be close to your family and healthcare, don't feel like all hope is lost and you got to sell your house. That may not be the case. Hey, if you like this video today, can you do me a big favor? Can you watch this one over here? It's pretty awesome. Thank you so much for watching me today. I am Jackie Baker with Coldwell Banker Realty, and I will see you next time.